Right now at 6, authorities in Joplin charge a homeless man in connection with a stabbing incident.
And we've got mostly cloudy skies for us for most of today. Maybe a sprinkle or two. Temperatures a bit warmer. Look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, firefighters in southwest Missouri respond to an uptick in structure fires in the new year.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News at 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Thursday, February the 12th. Happy Thursday to everybody. Getting closer to the weekend. And as I've said before, it was the philosopher Loverboy who said, everybody's working for the weekend.
I know where that reference comes from, and it's one of those, like, usually I have like a good response to like whatever you're saying, but this morning I'm just like,
my goal is to catch you off guard at some point. I did it to Tanya, I did it to Caitlin, I did it to Elise. There's always going to be that moment where I will be calm, cool, and collected, and I will say something, and then you will lose it, and that will be the end of the morning show.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we're having a good day. It's Thursday. We're almost to the weekend. The weather wasn't too bad yesterday. It's going to be a little warmer today, warmer tomorrow. We got the rain on the way. I know it stinks for those of you with Valentine's Day plans. It's going to be a bit soggy, but at the same time, we need this rain.
And we're not fighting snow and ice. So
no, you don't have to worry about that. It's not going to be in the 30s or 20s, and you're not going to be out there in like blizzard-like conditions trying to get to Valentine's Day events, because that was the case, 15 years ago or so. It's been longer than that now. No, it's been 15. Yeah, okay. My math is right. Back in 2011, remember in February, we began February of 2011 with nearly 2 feet of snow across the area. So not having to deal with that, but you will have to contend with showers. In the meantime, though, we got to get through Thursday first. And our Thursday looks like this in downtown Pittsburgh. It looks all right. It's dark out still, obviously. Sun's not come up yet. But if you look off in the horizon, see that little thing of light right here? That's the light coming up on some clouds. We had some clearing take place. Clouds are starting to thicken back up, and we will go mostly cloudy again across the area. West Coast camera, 7th in range line in Joplin. Looks pretty good. KDOT camera, 69-400, looking north along 69. Looks good as well. Folks getting their day underway. And we've got a couple of folks out here getting their day underway. MoDOT camera, 20th in range line, and there was the third one coming around the corner. 42 in Joplin right now. 36 in Pittsburgh. And remember, our average highs, I know I've said it 100 times, but just as kind of when we look at these numbers, that reminder, our average highs are here in the upper 40s. Our average lows are about here in the upper 20s. So we have a combination. We are achieving our averages across the region right now. So we got the cold spot in Neodesha at 29. We've got the warm spots down south. Look at Grove at 46 degrees this morning. So we've got those 20s, a couple of 20s, Parsons at 29. We got 30s. And we got 40s, which is just kind of crazy. Now, we do have a light breeze. The winds will increase a bit. So we're getting some light wind chills. Feels like 26 in Chanute, so you're not that far off. That's what I mean by light breeze. Grove, you're at 41. So again, the breeze right now isn't significant enough to make a huge impact on those wind chills, but it still does make it feel a little colder. Mostly cloudy skies today, and those will be going through the morning. So from this morning through the early afternoon, while we have these mostly cloudy skies, could get a sprinkle or two really anywhere, but those shower chances we saw yesterday have vanished from the future track. They vanished from the model data, so our rain chances across the region less than 10%. As we go into the late afternoon and into the evening hours, skies will clear out, and we are looking at clear skies overnight tonight. Kids out the door this morning, about 40. We'll go to about 58 by lunch and recess, 63 as they head home. And for those just commuting or heading out to do shopping or whatever the case may be, we got mid-40s by 9, upper 50s by noon. Our highs today, again, a little warmer, low mid-60s. South winds occasionally gusting to 20. Now, tomorrow will be even warmer than today, and then clouds thicken up. Shower and thunderstorm chances begin to increase. We'll break that all down for you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities bring charges against a homeless man after a stabbing incident outside a shelter in Joplin. This man, 55-year-old Brian Gutierrez, is jailed on felony assault and armed criminal action charges following the incident outside Water Gardens. Joplin police say an officer on patrol was flagged down by the victim, bleeding from the chest, on February 6th. The suspect was still nearby and detained. Court records say Gutierrez was carrying 2 knives, one with blood on the blade. Video from Water Gardens reportedly captured the attack. Gutierrez is held in the Jasper County Detention Center on a $100,000 bond. No word on the condition of the victim. Well, 2026 is off to a busy start for the Reddingsville Fire Protection District, with a spike in structure fires in just the first 6 weeks of the year. Since January 1st, crews have responded to multiple house, chimney, and outbuilding fires and provided mutual aid on several major incidents in neighboring districts, including Carl Junction, Seneca, and others. The Reddingsville Fire Chief says that a strong partnership with surrounding fire agencies has been critical, especially since volunteer firefighter numbers have dropped statewide. Reddingsville Fire Department moved to a fully paid department in 2022. A Neosho man has been missing for over a month. Trey Friend was last seen near Lanigan, Missouri. If you have information about his whereabouts, call 911. His family has also requested that if you can't get a hold of emergency services, to contact the family directly. In a statement from the family, they state, quote, "We have to find our boy no matter what it takes." A serious head-on crash occurred yesterday between a passenger vehicle and a semi. Police say a westbound car crossed all lanes and hit an eastbound semi head-on, igniting the car and starting a grass fire. The driver was pulled from the vehicle and rushed to a hospital as crews quickly extinguished the flames. A shocking twist to a suspected break-in at a nonprofit in Oklahoma. Earlier this week, employees at the Lift Community Action Agency discovered what looks like a crime scene. They found blood on windows, papers scattered everywhere, and a massive hole in the ceiling. Police investigating initially suspecting a break-in, but surveillance video reveals the truth.
That's when we finally see the raccoons fall through the ceiling, then 2 of them get on the back door back there, and that's how we realized what opened the door.
Turns out it actually wasn't a murder. It was 3 determined raccoons.
They got on it and jumped on it, and the bar just kicked it right open. I never would have believed that they could have, especially not one of the big push doors, that they could have opened that up. I was shocked, and the police were too.
The blood investigators worried about likely came from an injured paw. 2 raccoons made a clean getaway, and the 3rd remains at large. Well, the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie is intensifying as investigators review newly released images of a masked person on her porch the night she went missing just outside Tucson, Arizona. Andres Gutierrez has the latest.
FBI agents scoured Arizona's Catalina foothills in hopes of finding new clues in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. They're knocking on doors and searching through thick desert terrain, with the New York Post reporting on a black glove investigators found on the side of the road near Guthrie's home. The glove resembles the gloves worn by a person seen on doorbell camera video the night Guthrie disappeared. CBS News has not independently confirmed the report. On Tuesday, authorities released black and white images from the surveillance camera showing a person wearing a face mask, gloves, backpack, and what appeared to be a gun holster.
From the backpack to the holster to the potential weapon to the jacket to the flashlight in his mouth to the unique ski mask, most of them have some unique characteristics that will absolutely be followed up on.
A law enforcement source close to the investigation tells CBS News they're familiar with the individual's brand of backpack, and they're looking into it along with other brands.
As the search continues, authorities detained and released a man who says he was questioned for hours. I spoke with the man, and he says he has nothing to do with Guthrie's disappearance.
And I hope they get the suspect, because I'm not it. They better do their job and find the suspect that did it.
The FBI is offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie. The Pima County Sheriff's Department says it has received close to 19,000 calls since she went missing. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Tucson, Arizona.
That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. The Attorney General faces intense questioning from lawmakers over the handling of sensitive case files. And tracking some weekend storms in the 4 states, Chris has a look at your forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, The airspace over El Paso, Texas reopened yesterday after the FAA issued an unusual flight restriction that grounded all flights up to 18,000 feet for 10 days. The restriction cited special security reasons and effectively shut down El Paso International Airport. Multiple sources say a Pentagon plan to use a high-energy counter-drone laser without FAA coordination prompted the shutdown.
This unnecessary decision has caused chaos and confusion. Medical evacuation flights were forced to divert to Las Cruces. All aviation operations were grounded, including emergency flights. This was a major and unnecessary disruption.
The Trump administration says a Mexican cartel drone crossed into U.S. airspace, triggering the restriction. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum said there's currently no information on drone activity at the border. Well, the House Judiciary Committee held an oversight hearing for the Department of Justice, but the most heated questions for Attorney General Pam Bondi centered around the DOJ's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. Erica Brown has the latest.
No evidence. Attorney General Pam Bondi sparred with lawmakers on the House Judiciary Committee over the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files.
Were there any underage girls at that party or at any party that Trump attended with Jeffrey Epstein?
This is so ridiculous, and that they are trying to deflect from all the great things Donald Trump has done. There is no evidence that Donald Trump has committed a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath. There is ample evidence in the Epstein files.
Don't you ever accuse me of a crime.
I believe you just lied under oath.
Republican Congressman Thomas Massey says lawmakers discovered the names of powerful men that he says were unlawfully redacted in the files.
He's listed as a co-conspirator, not to tax evasion, but to child sex trafficking.
Within 40 minutes, Wexner's name was added back.
Within 40 minutes of me catching you red-handed.
There was one redaction out
where
of
he's
over
listed as a co-conspirator.
And we invited you in. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome.
Survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's abuse slammed the Justice Department's handling of the files after some sensitive information about them was not redacted in the publicly released material, while details about potential co-conspirators were concealed.
Abusers' names and contact information is redacted while our faces and stories are left on full display. This is not protection. This is betrayal.
When asked by lawmakers to apologize to survivors at the hearing, Bondi instead defended the DOJ's handling of the files.
We were given 30 days to review and redact and unredact millions of pages of documents. Our error rate is very low.
Bondi also touted the Justice Department's efforts to target drug cartels, fight violent crime, and aid in the Trump administration's immigration enforcement. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
After the hearing, Republican Congressman Thomas Massey said Bondi dodged the tough questions, while the Republican chairman of the committee, Jim Jordan of Ohio, said the Department of Justice is doing the best they can. Well, still to come, a deadly superbug spreads through hospitals nationwide. Plus, tracking some weekend storms in the 4 states, Chris has a look at your Thursday forecast. A Wicked star is everyone, everywhere, all at once, while a singer cancels multiple dates on her upcoming tour. And it's the kickoff to Oscar season. Jared Hill has all the details in your Eye on Entertainment.
Can you tell me where the Red Garden is?
Academy Award winner Michelle Yeoh takes on 5 different roles in the new short film Sandiwara. Set in the streets of Penang, Malaysia, the movie is described as a celebration of womanhood, cultural identity, culinary heritage, and the spirit of independent cinema. Shot completely on iPhone.
It's a privilege for you to be working with me.
Sandiwara opens in select theaters February 20th. Pop star Demi Lovato says she's canceling multiple shows on her upcoming tour to protect her health. In a post on Instagram, the Camp Rock alum wrote while preparing for the tour, she realized she's, quote, overextended what may be possible. Shows in Charlotte, Nashville, Atlanta, Las Vegas, and Denver have all been canceled. Lovato says tickets will be refunded. Funny man Steve Carell is headed back to your TV screen in HBO's upcoming comedy series, Rooster. Carell plays a best-selling author who agrees to guest lecture at the university where his daughter works after she burns down a faculty house.
It was an accident. She also assaulted a professor. I still love you. Ow! That was on purpose.
Rooster comes to HBO Max March 8th. And here's this year's crop of Oscar nominees. Emma Stone, Jacob Elordi, Tiana Taylor, and Timothée Chalamet were just some of the actors who gathered in Beverly Hills Tuesday for the annual Oscars luncheon. This marks the official kickoff of events leading up to the 98th Academy Awards. They air on March 15th. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Jared Hill, CBS News, New York.
I still need to catch up on my viewing of all the films that are in this Oscars race. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got mostly cloudy skies for a good portion of the day, maybe a sprinkle or two. Temperatures warmer and rain chances ramping up as we head into the weekend. We've got a full look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Here's your Skywatch weather forecast from the trusted Roper Kia Weather Center.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:23 on this Thursday morning. Happy Thursday to everybody. We're going to have some mostly cloudy skies out there. Those will be through the morning hours as well. So I know we're starting at noon, but through the morning into the early afternoon, mostly cloudy. Now yesterday, we saw some shower chances along the 54 corridor. Those are gone. So our rain chances today now less than 10%, and while it's not going to show up on the future track, between here and the time it takes these clouds to start clearing out, could get a couple of sprinkles really anywhere. But again, the overall chances for precipitation today are quite low. But those of you we need the rain. We have the drought situation going on. The real rain is still set to arrive late tomorrow into Saturday. So we go through today, and as I mentioned, as we head into the afternoon, evening hours, skies will actually begin to clear out. And we should have clear skies overnight tonight and a pretty decent evening. A little chilly, but still sticking above average. We head into Friday. We start with those clear skies, and then we start to go partly cloudy through the morning into the afternoon. Temperatures are warmer. Got a southeast breeze about 5 to 10. Pretty nice day for the most part. Once we hit about 3, 4 o'clock, clouds begin to increase rather quickly. By 5, we're already transitioning to mostly cloudy to just straight up cloudy skies. And then we start to see shower and thunderstorm chances building in, initially in our southern counties, but it will not take long. So here we are at midnight for additional shower and thunderstorm development to overspread the rest of the area. And by the time we get Saturday going, about 5 a.m., everybody is getting in on something. This will continue throughout the day Saturday. Now, the bulk of what we're expecting in terms of widespread coverage of showers and storms will be in the first half or 2/3 of the day. And you can see that on future track where showers, thunderstorms by noon, continuing across most of the area. If you get into these gaps every so often, don't think that, it's lunchtime, it stopped raining, we can get out there, we'll be fine. The gaps won't be that long, so you still want to take the umbrella with you. So if you head out for lunch tomorrow and you're in Lamar, for example, and it stopped raining, take the umbrella, because by the time you're done with lunch, more showers, more storms will be on the way. These will begin to decrease in coverage gradually late in the day Saturday. And while we do run out of data on this one by midnight heading into Sunday, going beyond that, by about 2, 3 a.m. Sunday morning, they're done. They're out of here. That's the end of it. Now, I know I've mentioned thunderstorms. We've been talking about it. We have just enough energy for some thunderstorms. Most of this will just be some good rain. We have some energy for thunderstorm activity here and there. The good news is, again, at this point, we're still not seeing anything that says we're going to have enough energy to support severe thunderstorms. So that's definitely some good news. We're not looking at that. We're just looking at some much needed rainfall. How much rainfall? Well, the rain tracker says anywhere from 1 possibly to 3 inches. This will not cure the drought by any means, but especially in these 2-3 inch zones here, it will certainly make an impact. It'll make at least a dent into that drought to help out, because again, it's not a good situation in many cases. We have extreme drought parts of Jasper, Newton, and McDonald counties out there. All right, for today, mostly cloudy through the morning, low 40s to start, mid 50s by 11. Like I said, a sprinkle or two is possible at any point while we have these mostly cloudy skies, but the majority of us, if not all of us, will remain dry. Low 60s heading into the afternoon. South winds occasionally gusting to 20. Skies, again, clear out late evening. We're going to go upper 40s by 10, low 40s tonight, southeast winds 5 to 10. Ahead of all the storm chances, warmer tomorrow, upper 60s, low 70s. Thanks to the clouds and rain, we're only down to the low 50s Friday night. Showers, thunderstorms on our Saturday, upper 50s, some low 60s. We start clearing out Sunday. We see the return of 60s and 70s for at least part of next week with some additional scattered shower and thunderstorm chances on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. A new study finds long COVID could be linked to Alzheimer's disease and dementia. NYU Langone health researchers say long COVID may cause swelling that damages a critical brain barrier, which could be a warning sign for future cognitive decline. More research is needed to see if researchers can predict which long COVID patients are at risk. A dangerous fungus is spreading across hospitals and nursing homes nationwide. The superbug has become more virulent and resistant to antifungal medications. Nick Calloway has more.
A little-known fungus is becoming a growing public health concern. Candida auris is drug-resistant, hard to detect, and spreading fast. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there were more than 7,000 reported cases across the U.S. last year, a sharp increase from just a few years ago. Those cases are now reported in more than half the states in the U.S.
When you have a colonizer that can colonize the skin and can also persist for long periods of time on, for example, bed rails, on catheters, you have a situation where you have extensive transmission.
Dr. David Perlin is the Chief Scientific Officer at the Center for Discovery and Innovation at Hackensack Meridian Health. He said the deadly infection is spreading mostly in hospitals and nursing homes. Patients with a severe underlying illness are most vulnerable. Hackensack Meridian Health published a medical review last month that warns the fungus is becoming more resistant to antifungal drugs.
And sometimes we get drug-resistant forms where there are no more antifungal drugs that are available to treat it, and that's why it's being called, quote, a superbug.
Researchers say outdated diagnostics often misidentify the infection, which delays treatment. While researchers are testing new antifungal drugs, experts say early detection and strict infection control are the best defenses right now. Nick Calloway, CBS News, Nutley, New Jersey.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, a bill in Kansas would change the law concerning who puts patients to sleep before surgery.
And we've got mostly cloudy skies out there for us today, maybe a sprinkle or two and warmer temperatures. Oh, we've got to look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, high school students showcase auto tech skills at a Pitt State competition.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:32. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warder. It's Thursday, February the 12th. Thank goodness it's Thursday. I misread something while I was waiting for my turn. And you ever have that happen? Like you misread something and then it's just stuck. And it's not really all that amusing to anybody else except you. And I just misread a word and I was like, oh my.
And see, the thing is, like when you have coworkers and it's early in the morning when they start laughing about something, you can't help it.
Yeah, she doesn't even know what I'm laughing. I haven't even told her. But I just misread a word and it just was kind of funny. I'm like, that's not a good, all right, I have to tell you, it was on the very first, or the next story, the first story, the anesthesiologist assistant. Because anesthesiologist is a very large word, I swore for 2 seconds my brain read anesthesiologist assassin. And I'm like, that's taking it a step further. Look, it happens.
They're putting you to sleep.
Everybody has had that time where you misread something sometimes. It happens, all right? And it just happened. That's what I thought it said. It didn't, but I just... Okay.
But happy Thursday.
Happy
is essentially
Thursday.
What we're trying to say.
No assassins out there, hopefully. Doing pretty good, though. We're going to have a warmer day today. We got some clouds. We got rain chances this weekend. But, of course, hopefully, together, we can get through this Thursday. And we're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh, where we've got those mostly cloudy skies. And see, it's already passing. Like, it's not even like it was that amusing. It was just for 2 seconds, the brain put those words together and went, and then it stopped doing that. But we do have cloudy skies. You got some sunshine. Well, not sunshine just yet, but we got some clearing out there, here and there as well. Our West Coast camera, 7th and range line in Joplin, is a little bit cloudier looking from here, and we'll get it turned toward the sunrise soon. KDOT camera, 69-400, looking north along 69. Looks pretty good this morning. Our final stop, the MoDOT camera, 20th and range line in Joplin, looks good as well. Temperatures, chilly in some cases, but for most of us, above average. 42 in Joplin, 36 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, we have some of you pretty close to normal. Sedan, Neodesha, Parsons, all into the upper 20s. In fact, at 28 in Sedan and Neodesha, that's pretty close to our average low. So you are close to normal. The rest of us, not so much. In fact, take a look at Miami and Grove. Those are the warmer spots right now, each at 45 this morning. And even with the light breeze, it's making it feel like 39 Miami, 41 in Grove. So see, that's not a huge deal. In fact, technically, Sedan, your temperature's 28, but your wind chill, because this is a feels like map, it will go either way here. It says 29, so you technically have a heat index of 1 degree. At 29, feels like 26 in Chanute. So again, does feel a little colder. Now the winds are going to pick up out of the south. We'll have these mostly cloudy skies through the morning into the early afternoon. Could get a sprinkle or two with that, but our rain chances we saw yesterday along the 54 corridor are gone. So our rain chances overall today have now dropped below 10%. Not completely zero, but they are extraordinarily low. Skies will clear into the late afternoon and evening hours, and we have a pretty nice evening ahead of us. And we got our rain chances tomorrow, which again we'll discuss a little later. 40 as kids head out the door, 58 as they head to lunch or recess, 63. I'm sure they'd like to go home at lunch or recess, but you got to wait to the end of the day, and it'll be about 63 at that point. We're going mid-40s by 9, upper 50s by noon, low mid-60s today for our high. South winds, again, occasionally gusting to 20 miles an hour. Rain chances, thunderstorm chances picking up tomorrow night into Saturday. We're going to break it down for you in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Kansas lawmakers are considering a bill that would create the Anesthesiologist Assistant Licensure Act. The bill establishes full licensing and regulation for anesthesiologist assistants under the Kansas State Board of Healing Arts, but the bill has drawn a little bit of concerns for CRNAs. Well, 6 area high schools participated in Pitt State's 10th annual automotive skills competition. KLM's Kenny Foreman tells us what the students were tasked with and how it can help shape their futures.
They may only be juniors and seniors in high school, but the PSU staff wants them to gain exposure in various auto-related skills.
Each one of our stations has something to do with the automotive industry, whether it is in a job interview where they're having to present and talk and ask questions, whether it's in diesel performance, whether it is in engine performance, whether it is in brakes, hydraulics, steering, suspension.
Of course, over the past 10 years, the automotive industry has seen plenty of major changes, forcing the instructors to reconfigure the competition.
We used to have the average of 8 modules, and now we have the average of 36 computers on one vehicle. So we've had to evolve this contest over the years to reflect the growth in technology in the automotive industry. And that goes with our scan tools, being able to read the scan tools and diagnose electrical components.
The competition also serves as a networking event for the students to see what Pitt State has to offer. Current automotive management student Carson Davis participated when he was in high school and says the experience helped prepare him for his further education.
It was huge. I had a lot of background knowledge that a lot of my classmates didn't have. I felt like I had almost like a leg up just because of the fact that I'd already done a lot of this stuff before. I'd been around it. It wasn't new.
And even if they don't go the same route, their high school teachers know the skills will still benefit them in the long run.
If a student decides to go into any type of skilled career, these are transferable skills. So if they're not going to measure brakes one day, they're going to measure something one day. But this activity can definitely give them the opportunity to give it a try.
In Pittsburgh, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
Pitt State currently offers certificates, 2-year and 4-year degrees through its School of Automotive and Engineering Technology. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Valentine's Day brings more than romance. Financial experts say it's time to talk money with your partner. In Consumer Watch, Estee Lauder is accusing Walmart of selling fake versions of its products in a new lawsuit. In court documents, the cosmetic company lists several products that it says have counterfeit copies on the retail giant's website, including Clinique and La Mer skin creams and Tom Ford fragrances. Neither company immediately responded to requests for comment. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up, and according to Bankrate, 45% of people in committed relationships believe that they don't know everything about their partner's finances. And more than a third surveyed said they think financial infidelity is just as bad as physical cheating. CBS business analyst Jill Schlesinger has some tips for couples trying to work on their finances.
Valentine's Day is approaching, but it isn't just about chocolate and flowers. It's also about open conversations on love and money. Because talking about money can be so uncomfortable, the best place to start is by setting aside a specific time and place to have the conversation. Establish some ground rules. No judgment, just open dialogue to share information. Start with the basics. Create or update a balance sheet. That's what you own and what you owe. Then take a closer look at how you spend. Track your cash flow instead of trying to stick to a rigid budget that's hard to maintain. And play to each other's strengths. If one handles day-to-day bills, that works. If the other manages investments, that's fine too. But information has to be shared. The key is checking in on your progress, ideally once or twice a year. A good time to do that is right after tax filing season. If, despite your best intentions, you can't talk about money with your beloved without sparks flying, maybe look to an expert like a CFP or a CPA who can help set common goals and find solutions that can work for you both. In New York, I'm CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
Today in sports, in Galena, Bulldogs offensive lineman Braden Buckaloo is staying home, signing to play with Missouri Southern. The Joplin native earned All-State Honorable Mention honors this past year as a senior, finishing as a 2-time All-Conference player with Galena. Buckaloo says it's a dream come true to sign with MSSU, following in his parents' footsteps. In Miami, War Dogs Trent Lawson signed his letter of intent to play at Ottawa University. Before visiting the Braves, Lawson was unsure of going to Ottawa, but after spending time with the coaches, he knew he was home. Lawson says that he even decided not to visit Northeast Oklahoma A&M because he's set on being a Brave. That's it for sports. Here's to Chris with a quick check at the forecast.
Again, we've got those mostly cloudy skies out there, which you can see from downtown Pittsburgh. We could get a sprinkle or two here or there. Otherwise, most of us, if not all of us, will be dry, warmer today. Temperatures stay mild into Friday. Rain chances increasing into the weekend. We're going to break it all down for you and celebrate birthdays and anniversaries right after this. Time now for some Thursday birthdays, and we are going to start in Columbus with Riley Clarkson celebrating number 8 today. Happy birthday.
And in Pittsburgh, Colton Wurzberger is celebrating birthday number 13. Happy birthday, Colton.
And Doug Dix in Moran celebrating birthday number 13. But remember, Doug, you're only as old as you feel. Get out there, have some fun. Welcome to the teen years, and a very happy 13th birthday to you.
And in Pittsburgh, Bella Hall is celebrating birthday number 24. Happy birthday, Bella.
And also in Pittsburgh, David Lawson celebrating number 55 today. A very happy birthday to you, David.
And in Iola, Charlene Richardson is celebrating birthday number 66. It says love from your family and extended family. Happy birthday, Charlene.
And we've got John and Bonnie Mazingo celebrating their 54th year of wedded bliss in Chetopa. A very happy anniversary to the Mazingos.
And in Frontenac, Sean Bugney is celebrating another year older and wiser. Happy birthday, Sean.
And we've got Jeff and Lisa Montgomery in Webb City celebrating their 33rd year of wedded bliss. A very happy anniversary to the Montgomerys in Webb City, and a very happy birthday and anniversary to all of you on our list. And if you would like to celebrate with us, it is super easy to do.
Yes, you should just pay attention to this email. It's birthdays@komnewsnow.com. That's where you can send those photos, those birthdays, those anniversaries, any message you may want us to include. But do make sure you pay attention to that deadline on your screen so that way we can make sure we get it in plenty of time to be able to celebrate with you on your special day.
Very important information there, and some very important weather information for you this morning as we take a look at these mostly cloudy skies. Now, we still have some gaps in cloud cover across the area this morning, but more are on the way. They're back toward Wichita, stretching back toward I know I'm pointing on this map. I've got another one here, and you're just kind of used to where these locations are. I'm like Wichita, Hayes, Dodge City, that's where those clouds are. That's not on this map, but you kind of get the idea. Now, with these mostly cloudy skies, we could get a stray sprinkle or two, but our rain chances today have dropped lower than 10% because those shower chances we saw along 54 heading into this afternoon have dropped off. But like I said, a sprinkle or two possible, although the majority of us, and perhaps even all of us, won't see any precipitation today. Skies will begin to clear as we head into the late afternoon and evening hours, and we are looking at clear skies overnight tonight. Winds shifting out of the southeast at about 5 to 10. Heading into Friday, there's a couple of clouds there. Otherwise, clear skies to start the day. As we proceed through Friday morning, we are looking at partly cloudy skies initially. Pretty nice day. Light southeasterly breeze. Temperatures tomorrow warmer than where they're going to be today. Of course, today warmer than yesterday. A very nice Friday indeed for most of the day. I'd say about the first 2/3 of it. Then we start to see those clouds increasing after about 3 o'clock. We start going mostly cloudy to straight up cloudy. And then shortly thereafter, let's say 8, 7, 8, isolated initially. We do start to see some showers pushing into northeastern Oklahoma, and then not long after that, we get to midnight. Now we've got a few more of these scattered showers and thunderstorms across the area. These will overspread the region heading into Saturday morning, and by 5 a.m., showers, thunderstorms across the entire area, and it will be that way at least for the first half of our Saturday. There may be brief gaps here or there, but nothing you're going to notice. Showers, thunderstorms, maybe some heavy rain here and there. That will continue into the afternoon. Now, by the afternoon, we start seeing a slight decrease in coverage, but bear in mind, Lamar, it's an example. And remember, Future Track is doing its best to show where storms are going to be. It's not always going to be 100% to the letter, but this is pretty accurate. So let's say tomorrow, lunchtime, or not tomorrow, Saturday, lunchtime, Lamar, you look out, it's not raining, you decide to head out, you still want to grab the umbrella because these breaks are short-lived. Showers, more thunderstorms continuing across the area. But as you can see, as we go into Saturday evening, again, that coverage starts to wane a little bit. We run out of data at midnight heading into Sunday, but the last of these showers are rolling out, should be out of the area by 2, 3 a.m. on Sunday. We'll get an opportunity to dry out. And as I've mentioned, I know we're talking thunderstorms. We have just enough energy to support some thunderstorm development. We're not talking widespread, but some thunderstorm development, especially in the southern half of our area tomorrow night into Saturday. The good news is right now that energy is not enough to support any severe weather, so that's good. We need the rain. Thunderstorms can bring some heavier rain. I know it stinks on Valentine's Day if you're heading out, but we do need that rain, and that's exactly what we're getting. In fact, at this point, Rain tracker looking at anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain, which will certainly be beneficial. It won't eliminate our drought situation, but it will certainly make at least a little bit of a dent out there. Cloudy skies, as you can see from Wesco Camera 7th and Range Line in Joplin, and will be, again, mostly cloudy across the area. Low 40s to start and about the mid-50s by 11 a.m. Got another look at your forecast and the Wake Up recap here in just a moment. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., Hershey's is giving fans a chance to bring home the gold with their newest product. Well, details on that and a whole lot more at 7 a.m.
This is your Wake Up recap for February 12th. Your top stories to start your day. A serious head-on crash shut down East 32nd Street in Joplin yesterday. Police say a westbound car crossed all lanes and hit an eastbound semi head-on, igniting the car and starting a grass fire. The driver was pulled from the vehicle and rushed to a hospital as crews quickly extinguished the flames. Trey Friend was last seen near Lanigan, Missouri. If you have information about his whereabouts, call 911. His family has also requested that if you can't get a hold of emergency services, to contact the family directly. In a statement from the family, they state, quote, "We have to find our boy no matter what it takes." That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And again, warmer temperatures today, low 60s, mostly cloudy, maybe a sprinkle or two. South winds gusting to 20, but again, that rain chance is very low. Skies clearing through the late afternoon, evening hours. Clear overnight, back in the low 40s. Southeast breeze 5 to 10. Tomorrow, we start clear, partly cloudy, and after 5, clouds increase, and around 8 or so, shower and thunderstorm chances begin increasing across the area. Overspreading us for our Saturday out there. Will be a little cooler, way into the upper 50s for Valentine's Day. Showers, thunderstorms, no severe weather expected, but some heavy rain is possible, and that would certainly help our drought situation. Clearing out early Sunday into the low 60s. We see the return of the 70s next week, with a few more shower chances Tuesday, Friday, and next Saturday. So the above normal trend continuing to hang on across the area.
And I'm a little bit excited about maybe some rain.
Yeah, we definitely need it, and we don't need snow, we don't need severe weather, and we're not looking at either of those right now.
Well, perfect. Thanks, Chris. Coming up today at noon, we're making velvety red velvet cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOM with CBS Mornings. A group of Buddhist monks completed a 15-week walk covering 2,300 miles from Texas to Washington, D.C. Coming up on CBS Mornings, Ed O'Keefe talks exclusively with the leader of the group about sharing their hope for peace.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, I took a trip to Cornell Arts Entertainment Complex to learn more about the upcoming Comedy for Camp and S'more fundraising event.
Plus, they're creepy, they're kooky, and they're going to be here in the studio being mysterious and spooky. We're going to hear about the upcoming production of The Addams Family coming to the Pittsburgh Memorial Auditorium. However, it's going to wrap it up for us right here, right now. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
We'll see you today at noon.